Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and your daily cast of characters, where we discuss the issues of the day, entertainment news, what's really going on in Washington, and the world. Why don't we just hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified. I don't think it's safe to be briefed on national security because the word will get out.
Because you're
I know
an idiot.
at some point they're going to be calling, they're going to want to brief me,
Please don't.
but I'm not a talker about this stuff.
It's
This
exactly.
is like
We know that.
Watergate. Only it's worse.
It is.
Because here,
Because you're the
our
president.
foreign enemies were in a position to hack our most sensitive national security secrets.
Because of you.
Of course, it turns out the Russians didn't need to hack Hillary's email server.
That's right.
They were able to hack Trump's mouth.
This is like Watergate. Only it's worse.
It is, ladies and gentlemen.
The Lee Michaels Show on the Power of Voices Radio Network.
It's simply disgusting. Now, we got two mental idiots saber rattling at each other. The little mental midget over there in North Korea. And 45 shooting it out. Please, boys, go to your corners. Go to your room. You know, makes you want to feel like pulling daddy on them. Okay. I'm not going to get excited. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to lose my cool today. I'm just going to be cool. It's going to be a fun show. Thank you for tuning in to the Lee Michaels Show. We're live Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you don't catch the whole show, you know you can listen to it and watch it anytime after the show is over on Facebook and YouTube. And we archive it in SoundCloud as well. And we're also streaming on Periscope. Hello to all the scopers out there. Scope. And welcome, Carol. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. You know what you were saying just now? It's funny because I think it was the Senate or something said when they all left on this vacation for so many days.
Yeah.
He wasn't to do anything. They said that he could not approve anything, say anything. He
Can't do
did
any
this,
appointments or anything.
But the sad thing is our ambassador and some other people had already talked to China, and China came in agreeing with everybody that either he stop all this nuclear stuff, the Korean guy, I call him Guy, Satis, whatever,
Moon.
that he stopped this because they're going to put major sanctions where he's not going to get nothing.
Right.
And then Trump comes in and does this stupid crap. He doesn't think sometimes. I mean, now we got Canada president, the young cute guy, he's going to go and he's going to try to talk to the North Korean. But if I was him, I don't think I would bring my ass there. I would meet him somewhere because that man could kill his own uncle and feed him to dogs or let the dogs rip him to pieces.
Yeah.
He don't care about anybody.
No, that's true.
So I don't know.
He's a savage.
He is.
You know,
See, Trump's a savage with his mouth.
He is. I mean, they're both bullies, you know, and it's unfortunate that here we are in this state of on the verge of getting it on, and it's kind of scary. But at the same time, I think they're both playing chess and bullying each other, and I don't think that North Korea. How do we know so much information in terms of their nuclear capabilities and all that? Do we have spies over there that can confirm? You know, how do we know they are close to putting a nuclear warhead in a missile? How do we really know that? How do we confirm that?
I think Trump did what he did because it's getting closer to him getting in trouble. Because
it's no question.
They've proven that he's been taking money for years from Russia.
Exactly.
Laundering it and that. So he gets us off of it because I'm even guilty of paying attention to what he did yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
I lose track with the asshole.
It's easy to because he does
I never
so much.
know what he's going to do and that. So he pulled everybody away from what we were all anxious to see happen.
Yeah.
They got to get this man out of office. I don't like.
Well, they're working on it.
I don't like Pence.
They're getting close.
But I think Pence is a little more political and a little smarter. Nobody's going to let Pence do the stuff he wants to do when it comes to gay people. He wants to do conversion therapy, which they probably did on him, and he fights it for it to work because he looks like he could have been that way.
Okay, I'm not even going to say anything about
No,
that, but you might be right.
I had a friend, his family did it to him.
Yeah.
And when he told me that, I laughed. And I said, because you're the biggest queen I've ever seen. It's obvious it did the opposite.
Huge queen, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, and it could be. But here's the deal. Here's what we got to stay focused on. What this president and Congress is trying to do. Now, Congress is on vacation right now, so not a whole lot's going to get done in their absence. Virtually nothing. But if a war breaks out, they have to come back. And if the president asks for a declaration of war, they have to vote on that. Now, he can start a scrimmage without them by saying, it's to protect our national security, and this is a threat to the United States. He can make that call. He is the commander-in-chief, unfortunately. How that happened, I'm still trying to figure out. But we're in a situation here where we got this creep over in North Korea. He's claiming to have the capabilities. I kind of doubt it. I'm playing chess here, and I'm saying, if I move here, he's going to move there. If he moves there, I'm going to move here. So looking at it from that perspective, I think this guy knows that he's in checkmate already. So he's feeling like he has nothing to lose. So he's going to come out with this bully position of, hey, we have a miniature warhead that we can put in this missile. We still don't know how far this missile can fly. Based on the projection that they did in this last one, maybe it might work. How many do they have? See, those are all the questions that I have. How can we confirm that North Korea does or does not have 30 to 60 missiles that can fly from their continent to ours?
Well, he's threatening Guam right now. That's because of the base.
Of course. He knows that's a sensitive subject.
Isn't that a little closer to him?
Well, Guam is, and then right there in South Korea, we got 28,000
we have a lot of soldiers
military
there.
Guys. Yeah, 28,000. So that's all positioning. That's all saying, okay, if I do this, they're going to do that. And I don't want them to do these sanctions against us. So what can I do to bully back to make them back up off the sanctions? Well, nothing. We're not going to back up off of that. I doubt it very seriously. And China has intervened and said, hey, look, guys, y'all need to chill.
No, China came in and met with our ambassador and them, and they agreed with what the UN and everybody wants to do. They're going to stop him from getting anything. So
that's right.
It didn't help with Trump turning around on the same day and doing that stupid thing he said.
Well,
he's only trying to get your mind on that and not how he needs to be impeached.
That's right. Well, I think they're working on it. They've already crashed the home of Paul Manafort, the former chairman of his campaign. They've already seized all of his records and what have you.
Yeah, I've heard that. Is that why they did that? My friend was telling me.
Well, I think that's maybe the first or of several that's going to go down. I don't know why they haven't crashed his son's pad yet.
Well, they probably cleaned it all up.
And the son-in-law. I'm sure they've cleansed the environment. They didn't get that email, did they? See, that email really opened up Pandora's box on all of them. It really, really did. And I think the special prosecutor, Mueller, is all over it. I trust this guy that he will do the right thing. Everyone speaks highly of him. That's in the intelligence community and law enforcement. Everybody thinks he's a credible, smart guy. Not one of those that can be bought off. So I think we're going to get to the bottom of it. Whatever that bottom is, whether we find that they did or did not do anything improper, And I would think that that's going to be a hard one to come out clean. I really do. There's just too many little brush fires that are surrounding them. And all you got to do, and that's what they're doing, is follow that money trail. The money trail, that's what this is all about, folks. It's not even really about race. It's not about anything else but money. Follow the money, you'll find the truth. Seize all these bank accounts, all of them. Put them on lockdown. Go through it, comb through the records. Look for all of their offshore banking. And I'm sure there are many. That's where you're going to find everything that you're looking for. This is about the money. With money comes power. With power comes money. That's what 45 is all about. Power and money. And the only reason he ran for the presidency is to show everybody my yacht is bigger than yours. And Mr. Obama, you got me, but I'm getting you back. This is a get back. This is no different than what George W. Bush did to Saddam Hussein. Okay? It's all about a get back. Payback, the big payback. So that's what this is about, folks. Don't get it twisted. Don't look at it any other way. Looks like we got our old friend on the line here today. Let's see if we can't get him in here. Alfo. Wait a minute. Where are you? I've moved things around here on the console. Talk to me now. Yeah? Yep. You don't want that. Yep. That's the feedback channel. Where are you? Let's see. You should be on one of these. It's not on this one. Okay. Hang on, Alpha. I had this thing working yesterday. Unless those little munchkins have been in here and toyed around with things, but I doubt it. Okay, let's figure this out. Alpha? I see you coming in, but you're not coming in. Come on in, Alpha. That's not it. Alpha, hang in there. I'm going to have to take a break here and figure out what the configuration is on this console and move some things around to make things a little more efficient. But you know what? You can call in now. Why don't you call in on the phone? 424-227-9461. I'll put that number up on the screen so you can see it. 424-227-9461. All right, let's get that up there for you. 424-227-9461. It's good to see you, Alfo, because we haven't heard from you in a while. I know I talked to you about a week or so ago, and you had come back from the hospital, so it's good to see you back in the groove. It's a groove thing. Why am I not seeing the phone number show up? Okay, won't worry about that. 424-227-9461. Same number we've had all along. So if you got that in your phone, just go ahead and dial it up. 424-227-9461. So while we're waiting for Alfo to chime in there, I just think that, everybody needs to take a deep breath. 227-9461. Take a deep breath and just kind of exhale a little bit, because while things look pretty crazy right now with the two buffoons messing with each other, I don't think that we're going to wake up in the middle of the night with missiles dropping in on us or anything like that. I don't think we're going to see that. If we do, if they in fact fire off missiles towards the mainland here or towards Guam, fear not. I do believe that we have the military capability to knock down those missiles before they can even cause any damage, before they can reach Guam or the United States of America or any of our other allies. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we have military bases all over the world. The United States of America has the most military capabilities of any country in the world. We have spent trillions and trillions of dollars in military advancements. There is no other country in the world that spends more on its military than we do. You'll hear some of the old fossil majors, generals, admirals complaining, but we got more than anybody else. And of course, even people like me who love our toys, gadgets, yes, everybody wants another submarine or battleship or aircraft carrier or a complete battle group, which may consist of, 10, 15 ships? Yeah. Sure, it'd be nice to have another 25 battle groups. That'd be major. I think we have, 10 or 11 now. More than anybody else. We have the Star Wars capabilities. That goes back to the Reagan days. Remember that? You think we don't have it? Please. Relax. Just exhale. Relax. We got this. Not to come off arrogant or cocky. I speak from facts. I'm not making it up. 424-227-9461, Alpha. Or did you throw away your phone?
Well, I can't imagine a preacher going along with Trump, feeling it's okay to nuke and kill all those innocent people. I mean, the people in North Korea are basically prisoners. They're scared to death of that man.
Yeah, and they're not strong enough to have the backbone to overthrow him, because he's already proven that he'll kill anybody. He killed his own uncle and other family members. Alpha.
He lets those dogs go hungry, and they're starving, and they eat the people.
Yeah. Hey, man, how you doing?
Bill, how you doing?
Good.
Good. I heard you talking. I heard your show the other day, and I just didn't have the strength to dig out my headphones and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. But
yeah.
I'm glad to see you got the phones connected.
Yeah, you're doing better, obviously.
Yes, 5 days in the hospital, it really took its toll on my strength.
Yeah.
And, just unbelievable toll. I didn't believe it would reflect that bad on my strength. I'm about 60%, but I try to get up and get in the chair every day.
Yeah. So you had to go in the hospital to get tuned up and eat some bad food. And,
but they only like the Klan on a black man dating a white woman. I'm telling you.
Well, you and your scenarios, you're a mess. Well, good to hear your voice, man, and I know you've been staying on top of the events that are going on. Give us your reflection about where we are right now as it relates to North Korea and all the other shenanigans.
I've got a big question here.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take for a white man to collude? You see, my name is Chris Hansen, and I want to know why you're naked in this young lady's kitchen. You know she's 14? Now, the man, he didn't have sex with her, but guess what? He got his ass arrested as soon as he left.
Right.
Because
the intent was there.
Yeah. Every intent was there.
Absolutely.
What was this? This
the
was
same
on
with little Donnie Jr.
No, what he's doing is giving you an analogy or a scenario. Chris Hansen is the news.
Black men get naked too and are pedophiles.
Well,
it's not just one.
But it ain't a black-white thing.
Yeah.
What he's really talking about. He's talking about the intent of a criminal going into a home with the intent of having sex with a little child. And so he listened to his setup.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
You ever see The Catch a Predator
on
with
MSNBC?
Chris Hansen?
no.
Yeah. See, she doesn't.
I
know what
don't
that
watch
is.
a lot of things. Is it
Yeah.
on TV?
Yeah. Yeah. It was on
'Cause some
MSNBC.
people- I don't watch a lot.
You can go to YouTube, Carol.
I fall asleep.
They've got a bunch of them on YouTube. To Catch a Predator.
Okay.
Chris Hansen. And what it is a sting operation
Yeah.
that the police set up, and they pose as underage girls, underage boys, and they set up a rendezvous. And it's always at the child's house.
Right.
And here comes the pedophile. He comes marching upside. Now, they have transcripts and audio of the conversations.
Video.
They have everything to show that
Wow.
his intentions were to have sex. And they broadcast it. And when the pedophile gets to the young boy's house or the young girl's house, this one guy is sitting on a stool in the kitchen naked. He's brought a six-pack and a boom box. And Chris Hansen walks in the room. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen.
And these guys look up and go, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
So these are all
And that's
true
a-
stories.
Oh yeah, it's real.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with Donnie Jr., Manifer, and what's his name? The son-in-law?
Dumbass.
Okay, good enough. Close enough. But that's the same scenario.
Yeah.
Any and everybody arguing simple stuff like, where was the crime? Where was the crime?
Exactly.
Are trying to gaslight everybody.
Right.
He's here. His own email says he was here to get foreign help
That's right.
against Hillary Clinton.
That is right.
That is a crime. That is colluding. And now they continue to uncover more and more and more.
That's right.
Then the president goes out and supersedes their response with his response. Oh, he was just talking about adoption. How about the pedophile sitting on the stool naked and say, "Oh, we were going to just talk about electric trains."
Wow, so that's
It-
really a show then.
Oh yeah. 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 I'm
About
surprised you've never seen it.
pedophiles? No.
Yeah, they bust them
can't-
right there on the
But
spot.
you
That's
know,
the
a lot
predator.
of parents are at fault too because you should teach your daughters and sons from a young age, do not sit on a male lap. I see little girls do that and they're bouncing up and down on the guy and it's like, tell your daughter get the hell off that lap now.
Well,
I mean-
that's good prevention. And
But I
all
never
that.
knew they had a show about pedophiles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
kinda sad
but
because-
check it out on YouTube, Carol. There's a bunch of them.
I'm going to because I've been following this Justin Bieber thing, and I'm starting to think he's not lying because now Katy Perry has come forward, and it's like I said to people, they run these artists now like you don't have a life. You got to read these stories from these people. I mean, more and more people are coming forward, and I'm glad my granddaughter. She fights the record company, and maybe she'll never blow up, but she's fine with that. But now it leaves you wondering, these artists that are major, it couldn't all be lies. Because Katy Perry, yesterday, they posted something with her, and I go, wow.
Well, let's turn back onto the main road.
Well, I sometimes I get tired of the main road with Trump.
Well,
Well, my
it's-
conversation,
Yeah, I didn't
Alone
know
with
that's
this.
where you were leading when you said predator.
my conversation alone was this. Donald Trump, think about it, all of the name calling, all of the assumptions that this person is this person is that. Mueller is a Democrat who is a framing liberal who wants to just get this Republican president. How about instead of being the recipients of insults and lies, how about some truth? How about referring to the president as illegitimate, a puppet for Russia, a money launderer? How about referring to him in those terms? You see, you can sit around and talk about how god-awful Trump is. But when you push back on him and give him his own medicine, he will not be able to take it. He will not be able to handle it. Mueller, he doesn't need to do that. Maxine Waters has pushed back as hard as anyone on him. But I still don't hear anyone calling him illegitimate.
Well, I think they're.
He went to his,
I think they're
he
afraid
goes to his rally.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, I understand their fears. But when you go to a rally 7 months later, and you're still calling for emails, you're still calling Crooked Hillary, you're still talking about Clinton and Loretta Lynch meeting on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Well, what about your son-in-law trying to open up treasonous back channels to a foreign adversary? What about your son-in-law not mentioning the many contacts he's had with Russians? And one was a Russian banker, a former spy, if not still a spy, who is Putin's slush fund. So it boggles my mind when Democrats won't frame the narrative.
It seems
What's
like
the
they're
truth?
afraid to, or just stuck on stupid, one or the other, or both.
Well,
I don't. I agree with you 100%, Alpha, on what you're talking about, and it's just they're allowing the president to control the narrative with his Twitter account. He can come out and say the most ridiculous things, and then every news outlet jumps on whatever he's saying, and at the same time, they're running a whole nother program or direction in the background. And the media has fallen for this repeatedly. Now, I can tell you this. I see the efforts. Well, I don't know what Fox is doing because I just can't stomach them at all. But at least MSNBC and CNN are staying focused on the important issues. Okay? They're talking about the things that the president is doing or not doing. They're talking about what's going on in the Senate and the House. They're talking about other issues. So I think there's good coverage. It's not the kind of coverage that 45 wants to see. Okay? But he puts enough stupid stuff out there for the media to gravitate towards while he's pulling off his other shenanigans. Listen, if we could get rid of this guy today, you think he would give a hell one bit? No. You know why? For this reason, and there's several others. First of all, he's got 10 patents approved in China. That's worth billions, if not $1 trillion or more. That in itself, assuming that these patents are any good. The other thing is all of the publicity and the 50-some times he's been to his own properties that the United States government has to pay for people to stay at his place, at his golf courses, at his hotels. We are paying the Secret Service and all of the Klingons to wherever he goes.
Well,
so he's cashing in. He's making money.
That's a violation of the emoluments clause, and I'll get around to that and simply tell you like this. When the hammer finally falls, it will be on the paper trail and the money.
Absolutely.
And the money laundering with a foreign nation and the criminal intent, they will get him on the RICO Act, where those patents that his daughter just got in China are ill-gotten gains. All of the things that money is fungible with will fall will be taken by the government
I hope
because
so.
they are fruits of ill-gotten gain.
Yeah.
They basically, when he had his 4 bankruptcies, that's when Russia cultivated him.
Yeah. He was
So now everything is
damaged
Russia.
goods. He was vulnerable.
Everything is Russia.
Yeah.
Food, everything, And when he talks about, if you hit him, he'll hit back 10 times harder. Well, Putin just suspended 700 and something diplomats? And we did 35. Where's the 10 times fold?
Mm-hmm.
But it's Putin. And with the media, the question has to be raised. With all of them. How is it that you continue to allow people like Newt Gingrich, Giuliani, and all of those Trump surrogates to continue to, especially Kellyanne Conway? I mean,
Oh my God! Why'd you even bring her up?
How do you lie like a rug and still come back and the host greets you? Thank you for coming in. What is that? You're a liar. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the media should be handling him. Now, you know as well as I do how obliged Sinclair is. They're about to launch their own news media. And they're going to launch it in a way that it's unstoppable. We need to have pressure on the FCC in the very careless way that they are granting these licenses. If you come with propaganda that are lies, you're not good for the community at large.
That's right.
And that's how they should handle this. You see in Great Britain, they are reconsidering. I don't think they have approved it yet. The, what's the name of the outfit? Sky. That's the name of the outfit. That they're reconsidering their license to air. Australia threw them out. They can no longer broadcast in Australia.
Mm.
But look at what they've done in the United States. Look at what they've done in England. They've basically destroyed the line between myth and reality.
Mm-hmm.
They've created journalism to a point where if you do have a story, they immediately can attack it. And if they repeat it often enough, it will be believed.
Right.
So that's where we are. They're looking to take over the communications in this country.
Well, that's you spelled it out, and it's one of the things that is near and dear to my heart after being in this business for 52 years, to see the ownership. And it's not something that's just happened. It's been happening since the Reagan administration. And unfortunately, not one president since then had the chutzpah, the balls, the gall, the desire, the vision to push back on the consolidation, the ownership change, the rules deleted, the serving the community just being destroyed. You don't have to do anything anymore. You just get the license. Costs a little more to get it, but once you get it, you can do what the hell you want to do. But see, and I've talked about this before, but I think it's really important for the public to understand that when the broadcast industry, radio and television, and part cable, began to be deregulated, it removed all of the requirements like Simple things like public service announcements, news, public affairs programming. Remember those little Sunday morning programs? Some stations still have a half hour, where you used to come on and you hear your local community leaders and people talking about issues and trying to come up with solutions. They don't have to do that anymore. You used to have news at the top and the bottom of each hour. They are not required to do that anymore. You used to be able to send in a public service announcement to your local station to promote an event that your church or nonprofit organization had going on. Something as simple as a block party. You know, the Friday fish fry at your church. You're not going to hear those anymore, and you haven't in 25 years or more. Those were things that were required by local radio stations in order to keep their license. Now, one of the latest things that's no longer required, let's say you were in the Chicago market. You had a radio station. You were licensed to the city of Oak Park. And I will speak to this one because this is a real experience that I had. I worked at WBMX, which is now V103 in Chicago. The station was actually licensed to Oak Park, a suburb of Chicago. We were required to have some presence in the city of Oak Park. At least an office where the public files resided, where you, the public, could go in and see what the station had been doing and see if they were living up to their promise of serving the community. The number of public service announcements, the amount of news, public affairs programming, any kind of charitable organizations, associations, etc., etc. Now that's no longer required. You don't necessarily have to have any presence in the market or the city of license. What does that mean? It means that you could have a transmitter in a city, and that programming that you listen to coming from that station can originate from anywhere. The studio is not required to be there. So all of these things that have been changed has been changed to benefit the ownership at the expense of the employees, the community, even the advertisers get a bad deal on this. Because advertisers used to be able to get a local personality to endorse their product or service and come on the air and promote it, sell it. You're not going to get much of that anymore. And those used to come at a premium. You had to pay a little extra to get those kind of endorsements. A little bit of the money went to the announcer. Those opportunities are damn near gone. Everything is recorded. Very little live programming, maybe the morning show, if it's not syndicated. So, the benefit to the owners and to the various political groups like the Republicans, most of the broadcast stations in America are owned by conservatives. One in particular is iHeartMedia / iHeartRadio, used to be called Clear Channel and other names prior to that, Evergreen, et cetera, et cetera. They bought up a bunch of radio stations. At one time, they had over 1,200 stations. I think they're down around 950 now, 950 stations. Some of the best signals in America, the biggest revenue generators in America. They don't have to do anything but make money. They are in $21 billion in debt. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. They will never see the light of day. All of the major banks in America are wrapped up in those deals. All of the investment firms, are already in the deal. Who's going to put more money into those deals to help make it work when you're already up to your ass in debt? Or deeper. You might be up to your eyeballs by now if you've invested into any of these companies. And most of them are publicly traded. So you, the person sitting there holding that stock certificate, you're not going to see any returns on your investment. These guys are on the verge of bankruptcy. And trust me when I tell you, they have no problems in closing the doors and walking away. And what happens then? The banks, the investment bankers, You, the stockholders, are sitting there with some worthless paper. You're SOL. What's going to happen then? Who knows? Are the banks going to say, okay, let's get some new management in here and turn this thing around? They're going to be forced to do that. They're going to try to sell it, but who's going to finance it? Foreigners. Maybe. But I hope they're smart enough to understand that it's a bad deal. Radio and television as we know it, I don't think will ever be the same. Who's going to spend $400 million for one radio station? Who's going to spend $300 or $100 or $50 million for a station anymore? You can't make it work. The revenue is just not there.
Well, I'll tell you like this, and I mentioned it a long time ago. This has turned into a scenario where it's really no longer about ratings and sponsors. It's all about the money. Who has the money? Who has the money to dump into these ventures? The trillionaires, the billionaires that are right-wing hawks.
That's
and
true.
They will put that money in there to seize the communication airwaves. Because once they have that, it's checkmate.
It
and
is.
They basically have that now. And when you say, what was the name of it? It used to be Clear Channel?
Yep.
Okay, what was the young lady's name? Who had a piece of that? That you and Andre knew.
Kathy Hughes?
Kathy Hughes.
No, she has no part of that. She owns
I
Radio
know
1.
she has no part of that's Radio 1. Now,
Right.
is she still part of Radio 1?
Yeah, she's the chairman of the board.
Okay, because I'm looking for her to sell out because she sees the writing on the wall too.
Yeah, well, they're all. Even CBS is trying to unload. They're in the process of unloading their radio properties.
They're consolidating and they're limiting the amount of information, truthful information. Now, put that with the fact that you also have people who are willing to run untruthful, non-truth, and they do a good job about it.
Right.
They do a very good job of it. And if you can run non-truth in with the truth in, mesh it all together, you basically kill journalism. You kill actual journalism because what Donald Trump is doing and what the Democrats are failing to do, the Democrats are failing to put forth the narrative that Donald Trump is trying to destroy a democracy and replace it with a Russian oligarchy and a Russian toned government where journalism is no longer free. Journalism is demonized and vilified. And so we start out, so he's starting his own network. So just like we had Fox, who laid the groundwork in this, there's nothing that is or ever will be sacred.
You know, why is it okay? How is it acceptable? Why isn't it a conflict of interest for him to start a media outlet as the President of the United States? That tells me or shows me or points to, I want to control the narrative. Only a dictator would want to do that. He's un-American. As far as I'm concerned, all the things that he's done points to his allegiance is not with us.
His allegiance is with Russia. And all of the strong men throughout the world, the boy in Turkey who just took over and said, what the heck, the boy in Venezuela, this is what they do. You first destroy communications, honest communications. You get rid of the journalists.
Yep.
You get rid of all of the dissenters, people who dissent, and then you run the operation.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what Donald Trump is doing. Look at his cabinet. Secretary of State, former CEO of Exxon, $500 billion agreement with Russia, but our sanctions put the skids on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're trying to get rid of these sanctions. At every turn, everything he has done is to profit his own personal business. He's in violation of the Emoluments Clause, any type of ethics agreement. He's in violation of his oath of office.
Mm-hmm.
And that's simply obvious to most people. But you have scared politicians who won't say it.
Won't say a word. Well, I hope that the people here in America wake up and understand that what's really going on here, and they rebel and push back on it. You know, this guy will get us into a war, whether it's with North Korea or somebody else. We're going to have another military engagement with a foreign entity. I guarantee you that. That's the only way he's going to control the narrative to get away, get the attention away from on him. Okay? And it's been building, and since this investigation on this whole Russian involvement of the election, that's just the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me when I tell you, this investigation is going to unfold so many layers of bovine excrement that it's going to be scary. And I'm telling you now, I would be surprised if we don't see most of the people close to this president, including the president, and Pence might be dirty.
He is.
I mean, so
there's no way he can be there.
Exactly.
And be a satellite and not know what's going on. No way.
That's right.
Okay.
That is 100% correct. I agree with you 100%. So we're going to see how this thing turns out. And who knows? But I'll tell you this. If he attempts to get rid of this prosecutor, that will do it. You might see this country flip upside down. Because that would be an admission right there that he's guilty. Why would you stop the investigation?
Well,
because you don't want something to come out.
Now he's called it witch hunt all of this time.
Of course,
he's sending communications to the prosecutor, talking about what a fine job and hopes this wraps up honestly, and those types of catchphrases.
Yeah.
While he has the alt-right and the Klan and all of those entities waiting in the background, threatening civil unrest if he should be, if the facts should be found out about him.
Yeah. See, a simple impeachment to me is not even enough.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's not enough. Exactly. He needs to be run out of the White House. Period. End. Force him to quit. Not just a bald-headed impeachment. Because that doesn't mean anything. Bill Clinton was impeached, but he stayed on as the president.
What are you eating?
Who?
You. What are you eating? Chips?
No, I'm making my way. I'm making my way back to my wheelchair.
Oh, I thought I could hear you crunching.
I haven't tried this particular maneuver since I've been home, going somewhere without my wheelchair.
Mm.
And this has been, that's been the task of the day.
Yeah.
That's the challenge of the day, to get up on the wheelchair like I used to and go, on the walker like I used to go somewhere in the house. And I've been able to achieve that a couple of times a day. So
take your time and be careful.
I'm online.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have seen it when I first got up.
Well, I didn't know.
Well, I could hear him. You couldn't hear something?
Yeah, I can hear.
So I thought you were munching like a little chickmunk or something.
No, like I said, they got me on lockdown, and somebody left some cookies out. So I only stole 2.
So you were eating something?
No. This was
earlier.
This was way earlier. This was 20 minutes ago. Matter of fact, this was really before I got on the telephone.
Okay.
Because first I got a busy signal off the telephone, and you go from one extreme to another. First your phone line is all jacked up. Now your voice, your what is it? Voice Connect? What is it?
Yeah, Source Connect.
Source Connect.
Yeah.
Now it's all jacked up.
Yeah, I know, man.
So,
listen.
is Chris still sick?
Yeah, he's a little under the weather. I got a text message
Yeah, I
from
was going
him.
to ask, where's Brother Bass?
Who? Hey,
Brother Bass.
he's taking it easy. He said you need to take a couple of days to chill out.
Oh man, no free bass around here. free bass don't go around here.
Right?
I know. I know. How old is Chris? I know.
How old is he?
Yeah, how old is Chris?
Chris is in his, I don't know, mid to late 40s maybe?
Okay. I got two sons I got a son that's 49, will be 50 in October.
Okay.
Another one that'll be 48 in December.
Yeah.
So.
That's
amazing.
your
Kids
doorbell.
growing up.
I heard your doorbell.
No, that wasn't the doorbell. Get this. That's the chime on the door when it's open.
Ah.
Okay, and the front door's got a different chime. When you open the door, you get that chime, and then it goes front door, back door.
That's it. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's the small things.
Mm-hmm.
It's the small things that drive you crazy when you stop working.
Right. That's true.
It's funny, though, the things they can do now with technology. Like now your phone will tell you when it's a scam or a nuisance call.
Yep. Yeah, I like that feature.
But you know what? You
Mine
can
is
block
just the
them and they
number.
come right back.
Yeah, they just call from a different number. They got
Yeah,
a phone
mine
bank
is-
full of numbers.
See, when you called me a few days ago, Lee,
Uh-huh.
the only way you got in is that you're in my contact.
Right.
Mine is called Mr. Number.
Yes.
And if
I'm
you're not
familiar.
in the contact,
You
you
ain't
don't
getting
get
through.
through.
That's interesting. Okay.
Or if I don't hit unblock, you don't get through.
Right.
Another thing that my son and they just put it that they had on their phones, but they were keeping it secret from me. It's called Life 360.
Life 360?
It's a GPS system
Uh-huh.
that's the tracker of your phone.
Okay.
So wherever you are, I know where you are simply by going to that app, and it tracks you.
Okay.
Well, you know,
So,
people
that's-
that aren't real savvy with all that, for some reason, a lot of women are very savvy with different things because that's how they catch their husbands. They put location where they can
Well, you're
go
right.
in and locate them wherever they're at.
Yeah.
Because I know
absolutely
somebody
right.
that does that. And I go, you know, it's kind of sad because you're going to find what you're looking for. What you don't know isn't going to hurt you, but you look for it hard enough,
You'll find it.
you'll find it. So leave it
No.
alone.
Well, you know,
What
that's,
you don't know will hurt you.
you know,
What you don't know will hurt you.
Yeah,
especially in that
but you don't
situation.
always need. It's like if my ex was cheating, I don't need my friends to tell me.
Well,
let
I
me
want Joey
find
Quick
out.
on there.
I just like I said, what you don't know don't hurt.
okay. Well, let
want
me ask
Joey-
you a question about that. Let's say that your mate is out and having an affair with someone, and one of your friends run across them at the same bar or restaurant or something. Should your friend tell you, hey, I saw your significant other, whether it's male or female, out at the bar the other night with a charming looking person, and they were having a grand time, hugging and kissing and
Well, that kind of happened to me. We had a fight the night before,
mm-hmm.
and the next day he's with this woman. My friend wasn't even paying attention, and he walks up with her. He said, "Tell her that me and Carol aren't together."
Mm.
Now she did come and tell me. We had an argument.
Yeah,
we lived together.
She's supposed to come in. She's supposed to come
She
in.
did. She did come and tell me, and I'm like,
I'm like this.
what was
Carol,
the
I'm like
object? If she didn't see him, why did you walk up and tell her this?
Because
How
she
long
wanted it
had
out
you been seeing that? But see, like I told you, I'm one of these women. You cheat on me, I'm going to cheat on you.
well,
How about-
That's my
about
philosophy.
you-
I'm sorry.
How about you cheat on me with history?
Right.
Because
You know what?
you-
I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't think if you were to take 10 couples, maybe one couple out of that, they didn't cheat, but mostly the 9 did. So all I'm going to do is go out and get another man that most likely he's going to cheat. And same thing, a woman could be the cheater.
Yeah. It works both
So
ways.
I'm just saying if these things happen, I'm not going to base my relationship on the cheating so much. I'm going to base it on other things. Like you put your hands on me, it's over.
Yeah.
Because number one, don't let me find your
Okay.
gun. But I'm not going to
Okay.
walk away because he's cheating because 9 times out of 10, most people do cheat.
Well,
So you're
I
not going to
understand
have
that,
that doesn't, sex isn't love. It's like one night stand is
Well,
just what it says.
so
But now if he has a mistress and he's paying her rent and all that, then it's a different story.
Jesus,
okay. Well,
Carol,
so my question is it okay for your friend to tell you that they saw your mate cheating?
I don't always
you.
want to know. I
Okay.
really don't.
What are your
And
thoughts on that, Alpha?
I'm all hell yeah about it. Let me put it like this: without some,
kill her.
yeah,
You
without-
men take it worse than
Idolatry.
women. When a woman cheats, you guys take
Yeah,
it
you
worse
just
than us. And
set
I
his
hate to
clothes
say
on
that,
fire.
but that's
Exactly.
I don't set their clothes on fire. I
Throw
take
'em
them,
off
give
the
them to.
balcony.
I take their suit, their Armani suit, and go to the beach and give it to some homeless guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
And then
so,
when
that's
they're
so
looking for,
resolve
wait, I
that.
can't find my suit. Where's my Armani
Then
suit?
better go to the beach. I saw a guy walking down the beach with one just like yours.
But
No, I know women that'll take them all their clothes to a cleaners, and they have to figure out which cleaners it's at.
Damn.
Cut one leg out of the pants.
Yeah. Right. That's funny. Cut the crotch out of the
I
pants.
wonder
huh?
why us women do stuff like that. I can't say all
Vindictive.
of
You're
us.
being vindictive.
Men are
Well,
vindictive
get back.
in a
not so
different
much
way.
vindictive. Not so much vindictive. I look at it like this:
A man
They
says, "No,
like-
it's going to cheat on me."
they lack the ability to make a final decision.
Yeah.
If you are so angry that you will destroy some insignificant personal property, and to the person itself, it is significant, but to
Oh,
the
I'm
people
a pee in
around-
his cologne too.
oh Jesus,
So-
Carol. It's
So
a
when he
little tiny-
pats it on his face and he's
it's a little
going out.
tiny hole there, Carol. You gonna get some on your hands.
Oh, Carol, you're bad.
Yep. I know somebody that
Come on.
stuffed his pillow with, took the feathers out and put kitty litter with all the stuff.
Gee.
You know, sometimes us women are vengeful because we take it in it. But when men, you cheat on a man, he's like, oh my God, she cheated on me. I'm the best out there. How could she cheat on me?
Yeah, and they take it to heart and they hold
Yeah,
it
you
grudge.
do take it to heart, but you guys have done
They
it for
take
years.
it to heart and they hold that grudge.
Yeah, but
My
see,
advice
women
is
are
simply
different
this.
now. I know
Take
me.
it to heart
I'm not
and
going
hold
to
a
sit back.
grudge.
I'm just going to go
Because
out and do the
it's-
same thing. I'm not going to do it just
Once
like
a
that.
cheater,
but-
always a cheater. How about that?
No, I
Once
know
a
people
cheater,
that
always a
are
cheater.
married and maybe somebody cheated years ago and they went past it and they're very happily married. So I can't agree with
Yeah.
that. They're very happily married because they realized they wanted each other's more. With my ex, it wasn't the cheating that split us up. It was putting your hands on me. You put your hands
Yeah.
on me, it's over.
But wait. I concede that one is worse than the other. But if you're going to be a victim of cheating, you might as well be a victim of that ass whooping.
No, I'm not going to let no man. You whoop my ass. You better hope you don't got a gun or something hid in the house. You don't know what could happen.
Oh, boy, you're
I
bad.
mean,
Put some saltpeter
okay,
in his
so-
food.
okay, so the guy
He won't be cheating when he goes out and he don't know he's been eating saltpeter.
Jesus.
See, you know, Carol, you're dangerous. I don't know about you. You're real vindictive. Woo! You just, I don't know.
Poisonous.
I know, right?
Ugh, I'm terrible.
You
Well,
are.
but Carol, I say that somewhat unjust because I understand, that part of, a woman's feelings and that part of a man's feelings.
But you know what? You said one word.
You said
an ass whooping. And I can't beat a man. You understand what I'm saying? But I can beat him with mental games other ways. So when you said that was the magic word, beat her ass. Why should you beat her ass? When you cheat, is she beating your ass? She can't beat you because she's a woman. So she can do other stuff that you'll never catch on to. You'll go out and think you're all fine in that, and she's been putting saltpeter in your food. And
now, what is saltpeter? What is that?
It's a thing they used to give to guys in prison. I don't know if they still do, and it causes you where you can't get it up.
Oh, damn!
Oh.
So when you think you're all macho and you're out there,
why don't you just leave? Just pack up and get the hell out.
Well, when the woman does try to leave, the man's on his knees doing everything he can to beg you to stay.
But if
don't leave me, baby.
Well, yeah, that's that's ego talking. But
no, it ain't always ego. There's people that are in love and they get caught.
Yeah.
And when I broke up with someone, there was no going back. There was no going, and I wanted to, but I stopped myself. Nobody can tell me, like I had friends saying, you got to get away from this person. You can't be there. I have to make that final decision. And maybe sometimes it takes a long time. Are you okay? Are you all right?
I don't think you can talk.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Do you have asthma?
Nope. I have congestive COPD.
Oh, okay. Do you have oxygen? Where's your oxygen?
The oxygen is in the back, huh?
Well, your oxygen should be with you when you're going to...
I sit all day without oxygen. It's
yeah, but they like that close to you when you're going through what you are right now.
Right. I got
I go to a different place, a retirement place. I have a client there, and they love it when I come because I fight for all of them, for the things that, their families don't visit them, and they'll have issues, and I go in there and fight for these people.
Good for you.
They hate it when I come. They hate it.
Oh, Lord, here she comes.
You're not going to do that to these people. And a lot of them aren't real old. That's the sad thing. Say they've had a stroke or something and their family puts them there and don't bother to visit them.
It's true.
But you had no problem spending all their money.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it's all about.
So your oxygen is there for a reason. Maybe you don't have to do it all day, but you should be by it.
Well, that's my point. I don't have to do it all day.
True, but when...
it's connected to my CPAP machine when I sleep. And during the day, I sit and I'm able to, go without it. And I do have an oximeter here. So I'm not flying by my butt.
Well, it's funny. I do group therapy, and I carry an inhaler. I have very bad asthma. One day when we walked, there's a bunch of us, and I was walking with this young girl, and somebody started smoking, and that's her biggest target. She didn't have an inhaler. She's lucky I had one. And I told her, why would you not have your inhaler on you or even in your car? Because, when you have a severe asthma attack, you can die because you can't open those lungs.
That's right. Can't breathe.
See, right now, my oxygen level is 96.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay, well, I just got worried for a minute when I heard you trying to catch your breath.
No, I was trying to keep from coughing.
I worry about you when we don't hear from you. I go, Lee,
she does.
Call him and see if he's okay.
Yep, she does. Almost every day.
Well, thank you for your concern.
I told her you were looking for a new wife, so trying to get her to take a trip.
Oh, he wouldn't want me for a wife.
Take a trip to Chicago to see you.
I've got a girl that I was with 17 years chasing me.
Well, why don't you give her a chance?
I did.
And what happened? She cheated on you?
No.
You're still seeing her?
No.
Why?
You go to the well once too often.
What does that mean?
That means when I'm done, I'm done.
Oh.
That means all of the...
It means goodbye.
Things that I thought were shortcomings from the beginning, and we never worked out. since I'm trying to work them out now.
That's true.
She's in an assisted living place. She's a couple of years older than I am, and we keep in contact on Facebook and whatnot. And we have that
that kind of a friendship.
Right. See, I'm a good woman. When I'm with the man, I cook all the time. I clean. I work my ass off. I make money. I'm not a bad woman for a man. Any man that's been with me will say that. I might sometimes get a little aggravated. I don't think your child should live in my house and I'm paying all the bills and she disrespects me and you don't. I teach my kids, you either respect me, and at one time, I'm not going to deny it, I beat their ass. You could. We all got whoopings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nowadays they'll say I abused them. I didn't abuse them. They weren't walking around with guns like these kids do nowadays, or beating older people up on subways and you know what these kids do when you threaten them? They go, I'll just call and say that you hit me. I had somebody do that to me. And I got tired of her saying that to me. And you know what I said to her one day? Here, take my phone. Why do I want your phone? I said, because I'm going to beat your ass. Take my phone.
Gave him the warning, huh?
Yeah, I did. Because kids nowadays, totally and I'm not saying all kids, because not all kids are like that, are just totally disrespectful.
Yeah, they can be.
You know, and I'm not going to have that.
And you shouldn't. No parent or grandparent should deal with some baby's kids. And,
please.
But you got to get that under control early on. You know?
Your child should never bring a man to the house to sleep with her or lay in the tub together. And especially if your grandmother comes over, that's total disrespect. You know, I don't understand a lot of the new things people do. Yeah, my one daughter, though, my granddaughter was on the radio, and you could tell that she's raised the way you should be raised. Mm-hmm. Just like she said to Lee about the phone. She said that if she gets bad grades, she don't get nothing below an A, she loses her phone. If she gets a B, she don't have a phone.
Well, there you go. Those are the rules.
So you have to set standards. But
absolutely.
I would say so many kids are out there nowadays, they walk in front of you. They don't even know the word excuse me. I know that word. No, I don't care where I go. I use that word.
Excuse me has been replaced with my bad.
Move back. I was at that doorway first. That's what these kids will say to you. Or they'll push their way into an elevator because there's 8 of you waiting.
Yeah,
that's when my foot comes out and they accidentally get tripped into the elevator.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah.
See, with my son, as he grew, he couldn't understand why I was like that. When he'd go to hop in an elevator and there were older people or women, I said, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I said, no, you ain't getting in. You don't get in until everybody's in and you hold that door. And he does that automatically now.
Well, that's good. But you know what? And I see this all the time. Women need to slow down. When you get to a door, going into a building or whatever, and you're with a guy, slow down. Stop at the door. Let him open the door for you. But don't you just be in such a hurry and you're going to rush up there and open the door yourself. See, and then you get upset that the man didn't open the door for you.
He quit doing that for me.
Who?
He'll pull up in the car. Get out of that car and open that door for me, Lee.
Oh, I never said that.
No, it's me. Oh. I just get in.
Yeah, yeah.
But at one time a man did, but I don't expect men to. You're doing me a favor picking me up and giving me a ride where I have to go.
But, you know, I think that if you lay it out that is what's required, then a man's going to be conscious of that. And look, we all got things on our minds all the time.
True.
So if you are in a hurry and you rushing up to the door and you open the door yourself and then just rush on in and you don't hold the door for the guy, so who's bad here? Both of you. If you expect a man to open the door, come around and open your car door or whatever, then don't be in a hurry to get the hell out. Don't rush up to the door going into the mall when he's going to spend some money on it.
He does. Yeah, he does. Lee has very good manners. I walked with somebody one day, a man, and he goes, Let me walk on the outside. You're not supposed to be on the outside.
That's right.
And I do that with kids. If I'm walking with a kid, I tell them, get on the inside.
Well, that's the way that's the generation I'm from. You know. And listen, and then, the liberated woman comes along and she says, no, I don't need you to hold my door. Okay, well, fine. See? But then you get upset when it doesn't happen. Some do. So you can't have it both ways. Which way you want it? Just let me know. If you want to open your own damn door, that's fine. You won't hurt my feelings. If you expect the man in your presence, whether it's your man or not, doesn't matter. I open the door for men. When I see somebody, if I'm leaving the store or whatever and somebody's approaching the door, I don't have a problem in holding the door.
I do that too.
Yeah. And if they say thank you, then I know that they appreciate the fact that you took a second out of your day to be polite, to provide a small convenience to someone. And I always acknowledge, well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Americans don't say thank you enough. We don't. And then when something goes wrong, we act a damn fool. I was in a restaurant yesterday, and I ordered a cup of coffee. The coffee came, and I don't know where it came from, but there was a gnat or a flea or something in my coffee. By the time I put the creamer in and I stirred it up, there on the top of the coffee was something floating, and it had legs.
Did you eat it?
No. I took it out and put it on a napkin, and I called over the waitress, and I said, excuse me, can you bring me some fresh coffee? Apparently there was a bug in this one. And she said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And then she not only took the coffee, she took the little pot that they leave on the table as well. She said, well, I'm going to take this too because we don't know where it came from. It could have come from the creamer. It could have come from the coffee. No telling where it came from. So she took it all away and brought me back another batch. And she was apologetic. Now, I know some people would be pitching a fit. Get the manager over here right now. Looking for something free. I didn't require that. I didn't ask for that. All I wanted was some fresh coffee, and I got that. So it's all good. But some people clown in public to get something for nothing. Now, if they offer you something, then that's their way of trying to make good. They didn't offer, and I didn't expect it. I wasn't, complaining for that reason. But some people do that. And that's on them. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying how you handle the situation is important as well.
Yeah, sometimes there's different ways of handling stuff. It's like yesterday, I got a call from Sky's managers, her new managers, and they go, she's overseas, and we need to do an international phone plan so her bill won't run up. Mm-hmm. But your name's the one on the account, and they won't let none of us do it. I go, okay.
Right.
So I call. Now, that bill don't come to me, so I don't know that account number, and I did this years ago when I set up, her business. Mm-hmm. And I get on the phone, and this girl just refused to budge. I said, well, they were told to have me call. I said, now, there's something you got to have about me that I can prove I'm who I'm saying I am. And she just refused. I said, let me talk to a supervisor. I talked to the supervisor, and she said, well, repeat some emails. I gave them those. She said, I'm going to email you and read back. And I read it back. She said, oh, I apologize. She said something to me, people do this when somebody's either acting or singing for fame. I said, mm-hmm. Yeah, I said, but I even offered you to ask me my Social Security number. Mm. I go, but being patient with her, everything went fine. Yeah. I managed to add her managers onto that mm-hmm. account and take me off.
Right.
I don't need to be on it.
There's always a way to work things out.
Well, there is. But sometimes things like that, you have to be a little persistent, though. You can't just let it slide. But there's a way to be persistent.
I'm upset with my supplemental insurance company. I'm gonna throw them up on the suck wall.
Yeah, what happened? What is
Blue Cross of California? Y'all need to come into the new millennium. Okay. I signed up with them for supplemental insurance to take care of the 20% difference on my Social Security benefits. Okay. So every month you have to pay them. I want to do an automatic debit because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to worry about whether or not I remembered to pay the damn bill. And I do all my bills that way. Well, the process with them is retarded. It just makes no sense.
When you say supplemental, do they pay the difference of what?
So you're 100% covered at that point.
Oh.
Because Social Security.
You're really not 100. You're really not 100% covered.
Well, why you say that?
Well, because
you don't have to pay anything out of pocket.
There are co-pays. Well, I have United Healthcare from AARP. United Health insurance from AARP, and that comes out of that supplemental. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. No, it doesn't. They take there's $104 that it costs me when I get my disability check every month.
Okay, they take that out of it.
But they cost me. Well, is it $52 a month or something to that effect?
Okay.
But then some of my medication, they have glibs such as donut holes, and I've got a blood pressure medicine that costs me $135 for 90 days.
Okay.
And then when I'm in the donut hole, it costs $783 for 90 days. That kind of stuff.
Well, you might want to consider a different company.
I was about to say that to you when you say you couldn't pay Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah, but see, I want to do it automatic. Now, in order for it to
and is
be
that
done,
all you pay them?
Yeah, I pay $205.86 a month for the supplemental, and that covers everything that the Social Security coverage doesn't cover. So I don't have any out of pocket. I can go to a doctor or hospital or whatever, and I don't have any copay to get anything done. Now, I haven't used the medicine because I'm not on any medication. So I don't know if there's a small deductible or $5 copay or something for medicine. I don't know because I haven't used it. I haven't needed it. But my understanding is all doctor visits and hospital and all of that is covered. And it may be a cap on it, but hell, I probably won't live long enough for that to be used up. But my point is this. In order for them to deduct it automatically from your account on a monthly basis, first you got to fill out a form, which I have. Now, who does this shit anymore? Even my old butt. I'm in the new millennium. These guys are not. Anthem Blue Cross, California. And this is, I think, in every state. But there's a form, two pieces of paper you have to fill out. And mail it back to them. And on this, it's nothing but your address, phone number, zip code on one of the sheets. And the other one is your banking information. Your routing number and your bank account number, your name, and your date. You're telling me we can't do this online? Are you serious? Then once you mail this or fax it, who has a fax anymore? Mail it or fax it, then it might take 2 months before it kicks in. So now I got to go back every month until they catch up. Really? Come on. Blue Cross, get it together. There must be some crazy reason you guys are taking us through this process. But this is ridiculous. I have automatic payments on everything. I don't own any checks. I remember once upon a time you had to take a blank check, write void on it, so they can make sure that you got the right the banking and routing information. That's retarded. Who does that anymore? So anyway, that's what I had to deal with this morning. Get them on the phone and make a payment over the phone. Now, how is that more secure? I don't know who I'm talking to other than I've given my bank, my debit card and all of that. Let me exhale. So anyway, any of my other senior citizens that are going through the same thing, I know what you're feeling. Because that's crazy. You would think a company like Blue Cross would have it together, have the latest technology in place. Anthem Blue Cross, California. You're on the suck wall. Y'all suck. Now, fix it. And I mean right now. That's what my mom used to say. Boy, get in here in this house and take care of your chores. And I mean right now. Not 5 minutes from now. Right now. And now you know what? I had to jump to that. Didn't you, Carol?
What?
When your parents said do something and they said right now, they meant it.
Oh, yeah, my mother would have hit you with the broom, possibly threw a fork at you.
Oh, no. Mama was wow.
My mother was, but when you have that many kids.
Yeah, well, y'all drove her crazy.
See, because if we sat down at the table, we did not talk unless she talked to us.
Mm.
And if you didn't get to that table on time, you didn't eat.
That was it.
But we all had to wear bibs. That's ridiculous. I remember once my sister did something and she put her hand, my mother nailed her with a fork.
Now, wait a minute. How old were you when you stopped wearing the bib?
I guess when I left there at 13.
You were still wearing a bib at 13?
Yes, my mother made bibs.
Why?
They came in handy,
Were y'all
though, because if
sloppy?
you didn't like something,
You could put it in
you
a
put
little
it
pocket?
in the pocket of the bib. Because she made you eat all those vegetables, and once a week you had to take milk and magnesia. I don't know why, and cod liver oil. Why?
Yeah, it just helps you with your internal.
Once a week, she made us all take that. She was a trip.
It was a preventive. It was like, keeping your digestive system and all that stuff.
I can't imagine, though, having even 3 kids.
Yeah. It's amazing. How many kids did you?
14.
14. Oh, yeah. Y'all had a football team.
Well, she died having the last one.
Oh, my God.
My mother died like at 39.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
My mother had a kid every year.
Yes, she did.
And she used to teach swimming.
Really?
She rode horses while she was pregnant.
Wow.
And she would teach swimming.
That's amazing. Women can do stuff that just makes you shake your head and go, wow, how do they pull it off? So I admire the strength and the courage and dedication that a woman / mom / grandmother, how they perform. Yeah, it's not to say that men are not good at it too, but from my perspective, I think women do a little too much.
Well, sometimes I try to play wimpy. Like I
You
can't
play
do
wimpy?
certain things, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I need
thought
it
you
really done, then I got to bring out the man part of me. Come on, bring out the
I thought you meant
man.
the hamburger wimpy.
You got to bring out that man part. It's like nobody's going to do it if I don't.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I have to do it. I have no choice.
And maybe this is just how I was raised. I don't want to appear to be chauvinistic, but I want a woman to be a woman. And I admire women that can do mechanical work and all of that. That's fine. But when you make that such a point that they get offended when you try to step up and try to help or do something that
I don't get
what I mean?
offended now.
But some women do. They get
me.
They get crazy. Like
I'm not going to carry hundreds of bricks, and
No.
I don't know how to hook wires up, and if I have to now, but I normally don't know how.
I've got one criteria. Just be my friend. Anything else you do or anything else you can do or cannot do, you can work that out.
Right.
I just need a friend.
Yeah.
If we are friends, period, then everything else will work itself out.
That's true. Any relationship that, turns into a girl guy kind of thing, you got to build it on friendship first. It got to be friends and trust.
See, the guy I had for years, I seemed to do everything. I mean, he was good at one thing. I guess that's what counted.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing was that.
Sex.
Oh.
But
Oh, Jesus. Carol. Come on, Carol.
but
Why
I
did
did
I
everything. It's like we had a big house, and one night this alarm went off, and we could hear. And he sent me downstairs. Go down and see what's going on. I thought about it when I'm down there. I holler back up. I said, "There's nothing down here, but why would you tell me to go down?"
Well, you went down, so you
I
should
went
not
down.
have. You should have
It's
said,
like
no, you
when we
go.
had the big earthquake.
Yeah.
A lot of Santa Monica went down, and Quay was at someone else's house, and he said, "Go get Quay." Nico, you guys know him by Nico. I call him Quay. I said, "You want me to get in the car during this big earthquake that just came? And I'm going to drive down like a bomb hit the city because all the lights were out." Now, when we have no lights, you don't really see stars in California usually, right?
Yeah.
It was pitch black out there. There was stuff all over the streets. Like they talked about Northridge, but they didn't talk about how it hit Santa Monica, that earthquake. They kept that quiet for some reason.
Really?
And it was very hard driving down across town to find the street because there's no lights. Nothing's out there. You're basically blind trying to drive. And there's stuff all over. So I could never figure out, why did I always have to do the things? And when I asked him, he said, "Well, in case somebody was there, then once you hear them and they go after you, I come out." Oh, okay.
But see, from a female perspective, you should have said, "No, it's dangerous out there, and I'm insecure about doing that." So then, if he's any kind of man, he'd step up and go do it. But he was just being a lazy butt.
I think I've always been,
Or
because
chicken shit.
growing up, I was a tomboy.
Yeah,
So a lot of things, I guess I just did.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I always had to climb something better than a boy. I
Well, there you
look back
go.
now
You
and
see-
I go, how did I climb that big trestle? Wasn't I
Carol,
scared?
you just made my whole rest of my day, because I've got to take leave and go back here and lay down. And I got to tell you, I'm going to have nightmares about you driving around in post-apocalypse earthquake.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, unfortunately, I, for some reason, become the strong one, whether it's a man or what, with my family, everybody.
All righty.
When the time comes when things happen, it's always me that's supposed to solve it all.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get tired of it. I would love to have a companion or something so they could help me, solve things, because it gets tough.
Yeah. That's true.
It gets
All
tough.
right, folks.
You go lay down and keep that
I'm going back in
oxygen
and
by
get
you.
that now. Well,
All right,
I'll
feel
get
better,
hooked
buddy.
Up to the CPAP.
Yes. Stick to the
And,
doctor's orders and stop eating those pork chops and
No,
all that
like
stuff,
I
man.
said, they got the damn police on me now.
Mm.
I wanted to eat this. They go, hell no, here, eat this. I go, damn.
All right. Well, good hearing from you, partner, and you take care of yourself, and we'll check on you in the next day or so.
All right, now take
Okay.
care.
Take care. That's Alpho, ladies and gentlemen. Alpho, before you leave, you still there? Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling good.
Well, it's good to hear from him. And I know I didn't expect to hear from Chris today because I got a text from him earlier this morning saying that he was still not feeling real good. Oh, there's a little Frankie in there.
Laura, ask Laura, type in what you mean when you say, "I'm glad you lost that zero."
Was that, I don't know, who was that directed to?
Me.
Oh, to you. Yeah. Maybe the boyfriend. Is that who she's referring to?
I don't know. I watched Games of Thrones with one of them last week,
Yeah.
and I'll probably go over tomorrow, Friday night again.
I saw not the whole show, but a piece of that.
Oh,
for
do
the
you
first
have
time.
HBO or Showtime?
I guess so.
Oh,
It
maybe
was on
I'll
the
come
TV.
over and watch it at your house.
But yeah, I don't know anything about the storyline other than what I saw the other night, last week, and so everybody's talking about it, but I don't know anything about it.
Shama. Who's Shama?
Shama, that's the daughter of one of my dear friends, Kearney Anderson, who's no longer with
I
us.
honestly don't think North Korea is more advanced than us. We stay quiet on a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely not more advanced.
I don't think they're more advanced, but I think he's just as crazy as 45, maybe a little crazier. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't take this lightly with him threatening, because he doesn't care who he kills. You could be his wife and he decides the Korean guy don't want you, you're gone. Yeah. And he likes to torture people. So I think that's what I'm afraid of, is him setting something loose. He's nuts. And that's what other countries are trying to tell Trump, is back up. This man's a firecracker. He's nuts. He doesn't care what he does to his own people. But I think as far as advancement, the worry is we do have things that can stop that, but where does it blow up at? So it's still in the air.
Yeah.
So that's the worry.
Well, yeah, but for example, if he has the missile capabilities of reaching the United States of America, these missiles go up into space. They go up, they flatten out once they get into space, and then they begin to re-enter at the, what is that? Come back down to hit his target. So where we want to take them out is when they're up there in space and blow them up there, or at least way before they get to the target. And we have that capability. We have it even on low-level rockets. The Patriot missile, we used it over in the Gulf War. We set up those over in Israel to keep Saddam Hussein and his Scud missiles from causing havoc there in Israel. Now, one or two of the missiles got through, but most of them were knocked down or exploded in the air, which did not cause loss of life. And that's the key. Now, whether or not a missile up in space with a nuclear warhead would be damaging, or the fallout from it, I don't know. Could be a problem. But if that warhead is not active when the missile shoots it down, it may not explode in the way that it was supposed to and cause a kind of catastrophic damage. So be at peace, folks, that if we go to war and this jackass starts
don't run
shooting
in the streets.
Yeah, we'll definitely take
Head
cover.
to your bomb shelter.
Follow the instructions of your state and federal government gives you. Do that for sure. But I think that we will knock down all, if not most, of anything that might be headed our way. And we have, 2 battle groups over there in the area where North Korea is. So with all the Tomahawk missiles, the aircraft, the battleships, destroyers, submarines that we have in the region, for the amount of capabilities that they have, it should be a short scrimmage. It is being said that they have between 30 and 60 of these missiles that are capable of being intercontinental. If that's all they got, we have thousands of them. Thousands. So, yeah, all it takes is one good one to come in and cause some catastrophic damage. If you have a nuclear warhead on it, yeah, you might take out half of New York City.
They claim it'll hit here.
Well, they're saying it could reach as far, is Chicago?
You know, the way I feel, if this happens, then to me it's the prediction that was said. Mm-hmm. And I just hope it takes me right away. I wouldn't want to live through this.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen. I would like to think that even the wackos that are in charge, meaning Trump and what kind of name is that? I would hope that at some point common sense would prevail and the love of life would supersede the idea of destroying society as we know it.
Well, I think because he's such a greedy person, he thinks money can buy anything, and that's how bad his brain is.
Yeah.
So he doesn't think anything would happen to him or his family.
Frankie, no, I cannot. Something is not hooked up properly. I've changed a lot of stuff around. I think I made a boo-boo. So when the show is over, I'll research why I can't bring you guys in through Source Connect. But you can call on the phone, 424-227-9461.
Why does that keep going on my thing, oh cowboy?
You keep going to it. It's 11:37 on the West Coast, so we got a few minutes left. If you want to chime in over the phone, we can bring in. So I lost our Source Connect, but I got the phones back up. So there you go. What do you want? What do you want from me? So yeah, I'll get that fixed so we can have both. And 424-227-9461. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, the phone number is on the screen.
Oh, they can call in now?
Mm-hmm.
You fixed it?
That's where Alpha was. He was on the phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
you never told me.
I just fixed it yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that why you weren't finishing at my house?
No.
I'm just teasing him.
Yeah, Tuesday's
He had
my
to
long
be up
day.
at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
going somewhere.
So I got this stuff working better, but somehow the other one is not working. Is that Frankie?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Me here.
You got to turn your radio down.
I did.
Okay.
I swear to God, I did.
How are you?
How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Carol, how are you doing?
Good. I was sucking on my straw right then when you said that.
That's lovely.
Drinking my protein drink.
Yeah, Carol created a bomb.
I'm trying to put some weight back on.
Her
so.
protein drink is like it was a bomb, and we had an
Well,
explosion
it was
here
here
today.
for 2 days, and
Yeah.
I tried to come and get it, or I was going to, and nobody
But what
was
did you
here.
put in there for the thing? The container exploded.
Probably the stuff, the ingredients. There was a full lemon in there I cut up,
Okay.
and there was fresh blueberries, pineapple. So pineapple's acid too.
Mm-hmm.
And I put this green drink in it that had vegetables in it and protein.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was it. So it could have been the two acids combined that
Yeah.
it swelled.
Yeah. So it was sitting out there in
He
the
said
lobby.
it blew up.
It did. The top blew off, and whatever the
The
contents
top
was.
blew off?
Yes.
That's how it got broke like
Yes.
that? Oh, gosh.
It was sitting out there at the front desk, and in a plastic bag that you had it in, and we heard something go, "Pow!" What the hell is that? And I went out there, and this stuff was all over the place.
Yeah, because see, when it's in that type of container, it
Yeah.
can't really breathe.
Right.
But so it was probably the lemon and the pineapple because
Yeah.
they both kind of acidy,
Yeah.
and they probably swelled.
Yeah.
Because they do swell.
Well, it's
Because I was supposed to
swell.
drink it. Like I drank most of this one.
Well, good. Don't leave it in the container because that sucker exploded.
No, I washed them, after
Yeah.
I drank it. But remember, I didn't drink it yet, so I left it here and thought
Yeah, it was here for a couple of days. So what you up to, Frank? E?
Well, I was listening to you guys obviously for a little bit here, and so what's going on with Alpo?
He's been a little under the weather. He had to go into the hospital for, I think he said 5 days to get tuned up. So he's out. He's out and back home now.
Is something wrong with his heart or something?
He's got some respiratory problems, and I think he may have a heart condition. If nothing else, a broken heart.
Oh.
Yeah.
You good? If he's listening, you better be taking care of yourself, mister. I'll come down there and take care of you.
Ooh, he might like that.
he's too mean. He'll beat your ass if you cheat. Take him in that wheelchair and run him around the house.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I got a little worried when I heard him trying to breathe.
Yeah, he was choking up.
If they give you oxygen, then you're supposed to be near that. Even if he doesn't use it in the daytime.
Yeah.
It's still there for a reason.
Right.
And I'm surprised they don't give him the portable one, but maybe they do.
Well, he probably
I didn't
got a
ask
portable.
him if they
Yeah,
do.
I bet
He better not be smoking by the big one if there's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
He might have a combustion too.
Really?
I can't believe that blew up like that. It destroyed my cup.
Yeah, it sure did. It was loud, too.
Did Josefa hear it?
Yeah, yeah. She was in one studio and I was in the other. And there was some guests in the conference room. There was some young kids in there. So at first I thought maybe one of them had knocked something over or fallen down or something. But then when I got out there in the lobby, where the bag was sitting, it was stuff all over the counter and the floor and the window. And I went, whoa, what is this?
Wow.
So Carol's, she's a chemist now. Maybe we can get you a job with the government to
Yeah,
create some
because we
bombs.
could probably create bombs from that.
Yeah, food bombs.
Because that's what I put in. I took a whole lemon and cut it and then peeled it, threw that in there. And I took fresh pineapple and threw that in there.
Yeah.
It had to be those two things that swelled up, and I put fresh blueberries. And then my protein powder. And this green
Hey,
drink.
hey, when you guys were talking earlier about, your parents and what have you, and if they told you to do something, I mean, all my mom had to do, or my dad, just give me that stare, that look.
Yeah.
And then nowadays, kids just do the same thing right back at their parents, or they do the face or the the face palm thing.
Right.
Yeah, talk
Right.
to the hand. So there's definitely a lost respect.
You know what? They could
Yeah.
throw me in jail because I'm not going to sit back. With my one granddaughter, she's just no manners whatsoever. And it's not that I dislike her because she's my grandchild, but I don't go around her because I don't like how she treats her mother. I don't like how she talks to adults. She needs her ass whooped. I'm hoping she walks into the wrong situation and somebody gives her an ass kicking because she needs it.
This is what, your granddaughter?
Yes.
Well,
She needs someone
Somebody needs to
to kick her butt.
get a good talk with her.
You can't talk to her.
You can't talk
Right.
She's
to
the
the
type
kids.
you
may be-
cannot talk to. She thinks she's tough.
Yeah. Well, maybe too late.
And there's a lot of kids like that because I have a lot of people telling me that. Because I remember when Nico was little, one time he was having one of his screaming attacks. And somebody called the police thinking I was beating him. And the police came. I answered the door and he's still screaming. They said, why? I said, well, you can walk in the room and see why he's screaming. He was in there having his fits, kicking and that. They came back out. They said, you ought to beat his ass. I said, for what? He's having a fit. He's mad. You just ignore him. When they want to have those screaming attacks, let them have it. Embarrass them.
What if they're out in public? In the mall?
I used to leave Sonia when she would do that. Sonia would get in public and we'd be at a grocery store and she wants you to pick her up and carry her. I'm not carrying you. You're 3-4 years old. I would just take the cart and wheel around her. And if I didn't have a cart and was walking, I'd step over her. And she'd come running to me again and wait and lay down again. Or she'd play the thing, we got to the house also and she's asleep, so you can carry her in. It's like, well, I guess you'll stay in the car. But it's funny? I seen a dog do that the other day at the beach. The guy was through walking him, and the dog got to play for quite a while. All of a sudden, the dog didn't want to move. And I seen this online, too, and I thought it was funny because his dog refused to move, and he's trying to pull him with the leash, and the dog's looking at him, and he's laying there. He takes and he ties him up to a pole and he walks away, the guy. And I went up and let him, and the guy said, no, I didn't want you to let him loose because he knows then I'll just leave him here. He said, because he knows he's got to better get his ass together. So he went back, tied him up again when he stopped again. That dog, when he got down a ways and then came back, the dog started crying. He went back, that dog didn't lay down again, but they're like kids. They don't want to leave the beach, these animals.
Yeah.
So they sit.
Fun.
Like there's an older lady, and she's probably 90, and the dog's probably 100 years old and dog. And that dog gets where he won't walk either. Sometimes we have to all chip in together, and we have to pick him up and carry him to her car and put him in her car because she can't do it.
Big dog?
Yeah, he's a big fat lab. He's old, and she's older. And we all tell her, don't walk him so far.
Right. Well,
it's like Leroy. A bulldog. Remember?
Yeah.
He did that. We went somewhere, and we were supposed to go up to this festival, and that's when she was adopting Jack. Leroy wasn't having it. He was all excited to go, but when we got there and we walked a little ways, he laid down. I'm not moving.
Yeah, he can't go any further.
He wouldn't go any further.
Sure.
He went.
Well,
So I sat
they'll
there.
let
I
you
even
know.
have pictures of it. But another dog came along, the same breed, and did the same thing. They can't handle heat.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a dog on the 105 walking against the traffic. That was eastbound, and the traffic it came to a stop because he was walking calmly.
Well, I'm glad it
Tongue
came
hanging
to a
out.
stop
He
because
was-
nobody wanted to hurt him.
Yeah, it was almost 90 degrees out there, and if I didn't have a passenger in the car, I probably would have picked him
Did
up.
someone take him?
I don't know. I had to keep moving because I had a passenger in the car at the time. And but he was in the middle of the freeway. I hadn't seen that in a long time. And it's not like he could get to the other side because there's those concrete things there, and the train's running down the middle of it. So
He must have got out of a car or something.
or probably
Somebody
came in
dumped
on,
him.
No, maybe, but I'm thinking that maybe he came in on one of the exits and just walked up not knowing he's on a freeway.
Well, Joseva and I one time were driving, and a man came darting across the freeway.
Really?
He came darting across that freeway. I don't know what he was running from, but he was running for his life.
Hmm.
I think a lot of things happened that day when we were driving.
Yeah, stuff happens, no doubt. So, Frankie, what you got going on?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be going through my storage unit and another storage unit because storage units just cost an arm and a leg and your,
Oh, no question.
I don't know, eye. I mean, it's just too much.
Yeah.
That's a good business to get into, everyone. If you want to invest in something, invest into a storage unit facility.
Aren't there enough
Yes.
out there already?
No, they need more. They need more because this is the reason why they need more.
You know,
Because our generation,
I've been
meaning
using.
my generation,
Uh-huh.
is moving back into Mama and Daddy's house.
Hmm.
So they need to put some stuff away. So yeah, storage unit business is making bank, people.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I've got one.
if I had the money, I would literally build a storage unit facility.
Yeah, I've got one. I've had a storage unit probably for the last 15 years. Because in all my moves and what have you, and there's just too much stuff. And every time you move, you get rid of some stuff. And I've been downsizing for the last 20 years. But I still got more stuff than you need. I got a storage bin in Vegas that I haven't seen in almost 2 years, about 2 years. So I'm going to make a trip to Vegas to see my son and his family, and I'm going to go through that storage unit. And I'm going to throw away some more stuff. And
You better.
I'm downsizing more and more. At one time, the storage unit was costing $200-$300. Now I'm down to $50, 50 something. But it's just stuff. I got a lot of tools and ladders and computer equipment and gold and platinum records, all kind of stuff.
Wow.
I don't even know what I have in there anymore. I have no idea.
You should check it out. You might be saving more money.
But you know what? If it's been sitting in there for 10 years and I haven't had the need to go get it, it must not be worth anything. I don't need it anymore, right?
You don't.
Have
Yeah.
you seen this article where in Africa they're using human shit instead of charcoal?
For what?
They're using it for charcoal. They're compressing it to barbecue.
Oh, nice.
You go to Africa, do not eat barbecue.
No, don't eat anything.
I'll share that with
What part
you.
of Africa is that?
Kenya.
Because then basically
Kenya.
you are eating.
Compressed human?
Poop is being
Poop.
turned into fuel.
No.
I'm
That's
sending
lovely.
it to you.
No, don't send that to me.
There's
Well,
so
then you
many
really-
different things. Did you see where the girl was in Arizona from here? And they went out on this boat. It was sometime, and the boat started to sink.
Mm.
Somehow she got caught up into a rope or something.
Mm.
And it's really sad because she couldn't get loose. And she had a baby with her, a kid, and she handed the baby to a guy that was on a jet ski trying to help them because people swam away. People that could swim took off. Why didn't they all try to get that thing off of her? She handed the baby to them. This just happened, and told her baby she loved him, and she drowned.
Wow.
But I'm just curious, the person that was commanding that boat and renting it out and taking people out, why did they not try to help cut that rope or get her loose?
So she had a rope attached to her?
Somehow it got caught up on her. It's a very sad story.
It is.
You know, people got to be careful because I remember years ago, they used to have these shows down in San Diego. And these kids were all out on one of those little boats you got. And they decided all to get and hang off. Now, half these kids couldn't swim. And one kid drowned.
Yeah, those
because they couldn't swim. Now, why would you even go out there if you can't swim?
Well, that's a good question. Some people are just adventurous and maybe not fearful, but when a disaster happens like that, a boat capsizing and what have you, you have no skills to swim and, stay calm.
Well, somehow something was caught on her.
Yeah.
And the boat, when it was going down, pulled her. But I would have thought the other people that could swim would make sure everybody was off that.
Yeah, I mean, where's the hero?
Leave her and the kid. That's how I feel. Where were you? I mean, I just sent it to you, I think. I sent you the poop one.
What? All you need is a knife and cut her loose. If there's a rope attached to her and the rope is attached to the boat, untie it or cut the damn rope.
Sad, huh?
I mean, unless this happened so quickly, but if she had time to hand off her child to someone, I mean, it doesn't take much time to cut through some rope.
They were all gone. They took off swimming. And it's sad because I'm worrying about her boyfriend. If he was getting ready to hand her a ring, do an engagement thing on that, he must not have been able to get her loose or whatever unless he swam off.
Yeah.
I just know she handed the baby to someone to save it.
Well, I'll look up that story. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow with more detail. But that's pretty sad. Very sad.
Very sad.
Yeah. Tragedies. They do happen all the time, all over the world. You hear about boats capsizing and
I don't go out on them. I don't like water.
I love water.
I have no desire. When my brother-in-law had the boats, I told hell no, I ain't going out.
I was raised around the water on the Chesapeake Bay and the
my
Atlantic
mother
Ocean.
was a swim instructor. I did used to swim, but I don't go in water.
I love it. I haven't had a chance to go out. Well, the Pacific Ocean really kind of sucks. It's too cold. Back east, the Atlantic Ocean is like bath water. And, it's a lot more fun. But the Pacific, man, that sucker is not nice. It's chilly.
Is it choppy?
Can be. Some places, yeah. But so is the Atlantic Ocean. That can be
you would enjoy in the evening. You see all the people go out.
On those night excursions. Yeah. I've not done that here in California. I've done it on the East Coast and out in Chicago and Lake Michigan. But no, I have not done any, very little boating here in California. But I love it. I'm definitely a water bug.
Oh, it's fun to be out in the sea out here.
Yeah.
It's either going to be really rough or very calm. We have rough days and calm days, and my dad gave me an experience I will never forget my entire life. We went on this, I don't even know what it's called. Maybe you guys would know what it is, but it's these boats that you see in the movies that all the Army or Navy or Marines or whatever, these big rubber black boats, rubber,
amphibians. They glide across the water.
They glide my ass.
Yeah.
Oh my God! My dad took me out there under the Golden Gate Bridge, and we were boom, boom, flying.
Oh yeah, right there, right at the mouth of that ocean coming into the bay is very, very choppy. almost all the time.
Yeah. I oh my gosh. And I'm screaming and having a lot of fun. He's screaming and having a lot of fun. And then we get back to shore because we went all the way almost, to the Golden Gate Bridge. And then we had to go back to Peacock Gap, which is a lot farther. And so we finally got to our shore. And we found out that night, because it was on the news, that people had died out there and drowned.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, well, I guess we were lucky, blessed. I don't know.
Yeah, you were lucky. Definitely.
Yeah, we were damn lucky. Now, I love the seas when it's calm, when it's nice.
Well,
when
the oceans are very unforgiving. And even some of the lakes, you can get a storm over Lake Erie and you're going to have a bad day. I'm here to tell you because I went through that. And Lake Erie is not a very deep.
Nice.
No, it's not very deep in most places. Most parts of it might not be much more than 30 feet or so. And when you get a storm that comes through with a little wind, 60 miles an hour or so, the waves are very close together. And if you got a good-sized boat or even a small boat, you're going to catch hell because as you're coming down one wave, another one is coming over the front of your boat, the bow of the boat. And you'll feel like you're in a submarine.
Really?
Because that boat is under the water most of the time. Yeah.
I thought we were going to die out there in the sea.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad, I'm never doing this again. So I've never been out on the ocean ever since that day. So
yeah.
Who knows if I will like it or not.
I had experiences on the ocean and the lakes and the Gulf of Mexico. That's a bad boy, too. We crossed it at night from Apalachicola, Florida to Tampa, St. Pete. And according to the weather and NORA, the Chesapeake Bay, but the Gulf of Mexico was supposed to be calm. Well, it was not. We rode through 10-footers all night long. And, oh my God, it was rough. My buddy Doug Banks was on the boat with me that night and my family. And the kids were terrified. And Doug was holding on to the mattress. His bedroom was up in the V part of the boat. It's called the bow. And I went to his room. I said, "Hey man, you okay?" He was holding on face down, straddling the bed, holding on to the edges of the mattress. He goes, "Man, when is it gonna stop?" I said, "I don't know. Hang in there." Man, stuff was flying around in the boat. It was a good-sized boat. It was like a 55-footer. So, but we got bounced around that night. That was a trip from hell. And by the time we got to Tampa, St. Petersburg, and we pulled up to the marina, we ran out of gas. Ran out of fuel. Just as we pulled up and tied down the engines, just went boom, boom, boom. We were out of gas. So, yeah, we went through 1,000 gallons in that whatever amount of time it went through because we were hitting it. It was crazy.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, the oceans are very, very serious, and it's not like you can. Yeah, very unforgiving, and it's not like you can just say, "Hey, ocean, lay down, be calm." Nope, it doesn't work that way. All right, well, Frankie, good hearing from you today, and we'll be back tomorrow. Maybe you can join us then.
Hey, bye, Frank.
You take care. Have a great day. Be safe. Don't get none on you. If you do, have a good time. All right, folks, we'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here on thepowerofvoices.com, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Thank you all for listening. Have a safe day. Don't worry about those missiles coming in. We got it covered. Don't worry. Trust me when I tell you. Now, that idiot in the White House, I can't help you with that. That's on y'all. Everybody need to band together and get him out. Have a great day. Love you. Peace out.